You ever have those days, or maybe even weeks, where you just feel a bit scattered? Kind of struggling to focus? Maybe you're feeling totally overwhelmed, like you just can't get ahead of your to-do list.
Well, if any of that sounds familiar, I just want you to know you are so not alone. It's a feeling a lot of us know really, really well, especially when the normal rhythm of life gets thrown off track.
So, what if I told you there's a super powerful tool to fight back against that feeling? Today, we're going to dive into the surprising power of routine and how it can literally become your personal anchor in the middle of all that chaos. I mean, let's be real. Modern life can feel like a constant grind. From the moment we wake up, we're just bombarded with choices, which leads to this thing called decision fatigue. Without some kind of structure, it can leave us feeling stressed, reactive, and honestly, just totally drained before lunch.
You know, we all just lived through this giant, global case study of what happens when all that structure just vanishes. When the world basically hit pause, our daily routines were just shattered, and the psychological impact of that, it was enormous.
And it's not just a feeling, the data backs this up. This quote from the Journal of Global Health really shows you the scale of it. The collapse of our normal lives had this deep, profound effect on our collective mental health. It wasn't just about being stuck at home, you know? It was about losing our sense of predictability and control. And those consequences just rippled out. All sorts of research documented these effects. Our mental well-being took a hit, sleep schedules went haywire, and a lot of us saw unhealthy shifts in what we were eating and how much we were moving. All that unstructured time, it often just led to more screen time, and we lost those little daily social interactions that keep us feeling grounded.
Okay, so if losing our routine created all this chaos, what's the solution? Well, it's surprisingly simple, but it is incredibly powerful. The solution is to intentionally build that structure back into our lives. It's about finding your anchor.
And just look at the difference. On one side, a life without routine can feel like a whirlwind of stress and decision fatigue. But on the other side, with a routine, you start to build a sense of control, you get mental clarity, you get stability. This isn't about being rigid and boring. It's about creating a predictable framework that builds your emotional resilience. Now, to really get this, we need to quickly clarify two words: routine and habit. So think of a routine as the overall game plan. It's the whole sequence of actions, like your morning routine. A habit is one of those little actions that has become so automatic you do it without even thinking, like reaching for the coffee grinder. Routines are the structures that help you build those awesome, positive habits. So why is this so effective? What is actually happening in our brains that makes this work? This isn't just about feeling organized. There's some real science behind the stability that routines give us. Okay, here's the secret sauce. Routines reduce what scientists call your cognitive load. Think about your mental energy like a battery that's fully charged every morning. By putting basic decisions on autopilot, like what to eat for breakfast or when to work out, you save that precious energy for the stuff that really matters: solving tough problems, being creative, or just being more present with the people you care about.
So how long does it take for that automation to really kick in? Well, research from University College London found that, on average, it takes about 66 days for new behavior to become an automatic habit. Now, that number can change from person to person, but it's a fantastic benchmark. It tells us that with about 2 months of consistent effort, something new can really become second nature. And the process pretty much breaks down into 3 simple phases. First up is initiation. That's where you decide what you're going to do and when. Then comes the learning phase. This is the grind, right? This is where you put in the reps to build that connection in your brain. And finally, you get to stability. That's where it all clicks and the action becomes automatic. It goes from being a struggle to just what you do.
Okay, so we've covered the why, now let's get into the how. This is where you get to be the architect of your own day, creating a blueprint that actually works for you.
A powerful morning routine can be a total game changer, and it doesn't have to be complicated. Little things, like waking up at the same time, even on weekends, helps your body's internal clock. Making your bed, that's a super simple win that just kickstarts a productive mindset. And, hydrating, moving a bit, and eating a decent breakfast, that's the fuel you need for the day.
And just as important is how you wind down. A good evening routine tells your brain, hey, it's time to chill out. Taking a few minutes to think about tomorrow can calm a racing mind. Journaling can help you process the day. And the big one, put those screens away. That blue light can seriously mess with your sleep quality.
So what does this look like all put together? Well, this is just a sample of how you can weave these little anchors throughout your day. Notice the consistent times for waking, eating, and sleeping. It also builds in breaks for moving and just resetting your brain.
But remember, this isn't a rigid prison. It's a supportive structure that you design for yourself.
And this might be the most important thing to remember. The goal here is consistency, not perfection. Trying to perfectly nail some super complex schedule from day one, that's just a recipe for frustration. The real power is in being consistent. So start small. Pick one thing, just one. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water when you wake up. Master that, and then you can build from there.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. Thinking about tomorrow, what's one small, simple anchor you can set for your day? What's that one single action that can start building a foundation of stability and control in your life?